Hey, back at you, Joey T and the Snob, talking about having fun with wine. Today, I like to talk about wine glasses. In front of me, I have a host of a number of glasses here, and would like to kind of explain the differences between glasses, and it just helps with having fun with wine, which what this is all about. So, there's different size glasses. And I would say there's four. There's a red, a white, a dessert wine, and a sparkling, which I'll talk about each characteristic of each glass. The different sizes all depends on the varietal as you start to get further into it. So in some cases, in front of me here is what would be called your standard Cabernet glass, kind of a nice full bowl, an open top so that you can, get all the aromas from there. Similar, as you can see, these almost look identical, but the tops are a little bit different. This would be a Syrah, so you're getting more into a different varietal of a red wine. So again, it's what the characteristics of that wine. We'll get into that in another episode, but. A Pinot, so you see it's really full bowl, and again the top is similar, about the same size as a Cabernet, but the bowl is a little bit different. So a Burgundy, which is a Pinot Noir from France, so that's what they call Burgundies or Pinots in France. Here you have, I usually use this for my Chiantis and some of the Italian wines, as well as Zinfandels will go very well in a glass like this. It's not as large as what a Cab is, but again, it's the different characteristics that you're going for. A white glass would be here. It's more of a U shape, an open top, and that's really for because they're colder, and so you can get the aromas out. If it gets kind of captured in there, they may not come out, that you can enjoy your white wines with. A flute, or for your sparkling, if a sparkling in champagne would be called champagne, but because if your sparkling wine is not from Champagne, you can't call it champagne. And there's different types of sparkling. We'll get into it at some point. So that's what that looks like. And then a dessert wine, much smaller. The reason why it's smaller limits the quantity because the alcohol is usually higher, but I think you're probably going to outweigh that if you end up drinking many little glasses. So that's what, and it's supposed to channel from what the scientists say, to the back of your mouth, because it's a sweeter wine, and you don't want the sweetness to overwhelm all the other things that are happening in white wine. There's different makers of wine glasses. This here, what I've shown you, they're all Riedels. And how you can tell at the bottom of these glasses, it'll either say Riedel on the side, you're not going to be able to see it from here, or a little R. And depending too, if the glasses are made, they're crystal, these are all crystal, if they're hand blown, or are mouth blown, or if they're machine made, and the mouth blown crystal is going to cost you more, and it could be anywhere up to $70 to $100 a glass. So I'll let your pocketbook decide if what's going to be appropriate for you. But nonetheless, if you're out shopping for glasses, get something similar to the Cabernet. It doesn't have to be this large, but make sure it has a nice bowl. Make sure it's thin, though. You don't want a really thick glass, but here's some fun. Here's a little thing to try. Get a bottle of wine and get a glass it's a thicker glass, maybe some of the older ones, and then get a nice thin glass. And it doesn't, again, have to be, you could probably spend $10 on a glass, and then compare it and see if it really makes a difference. I think that's kind of the fun part of trying to experiment with the different types of glasses and wines. The one thing too, when you hold your glass, make sure you hold it kind of down here by the stem, for those that has a stem, because there are stemless glasses. I happen to have one here, They're called O's by Riedel. And I think it's lead free, so again, it's getting into some of the mechanics of what's in the glass. And the particles in glass make them shine, depending on the, again, what the materials are. Some are non-breakable. Again, go on Wine Enthusiast, and you may be able to get a perspective of the cost and what types and varietals there are. And it's kind of the fun part, shopping. You could buy them on eBay too. I've bought stuff out on eBay at a very, very good rate. Make sure that, though, when you do drink out of the glass, especially if it's a cold wine, by holding a glass like this, here's your white wine, and pulling like this, you're going to warm up the wine. So that's why they say try holding at a little lower that part of the glass, the stem or the the base, so that you're not warming up the wine, because then you're going to defeat the purpose of the wine, and then you're not going to have fun because the wine's not going to taste very well. So again, number of glasses, have fun with it, because wine is fun, and experiment with trying different varietals in different glasses, and the same wine in 2 different glasses. So hope you had learned some things here today, and I had some fun doing it. As always, make sure you drink and have fun with your wine. Have a good day, and we'll be coming back at you shortly.